Weekly Charge Fitch. This channel is all about things such as witchcraft, occult, paranormal. This is the first installment of Witchcraft Wednesday. The topic that was chosen this week is a collection tour of my Tarot Oracle and Lenormand decks. There's a few here, some down there. This is an ever-growing collection, so as of the date of this video, it is up to date and accurate. That will not stay that way, obviously, so once a year I'm going to post a updated tour of my collection. And if you're interested in choosing a topic for Witchcraft Wednesday, please make sure to follow me on my Instagram. I mean, follow me anyway, because I post a lot more regularly on there, and you get a lot more extra content. But anyway, without further ado, let's jump into the video.
So this is the very first deck I ever got. It's the Steampunk Tarot. I do really love the artwork, and I think it's a very unique interpretation of the tarot, but it was not a very good beginner deck. I struggled with it. I actually didn't do a lot of tarot readings, specifically because I think I bought the very wrong beginner deck. And now I just do not resonate with it very much, so I don't use it very often. I might end up giving it away, or hopefully oh wow, yay, flipping the cards around. Oh, also, the cards are really shiny. There's a lot of cards that are kind of shiny in here, so it just reflects the ring light. Sorry about that. I really tried while I was filming to avoid that, but you can tell I am not a professional when it comes to trying to record things with a ring light. So the next deck, the Cerebito Tarot, and I probably butchered that name, but this deck is absolutely gorgeous. It has a nice little booklet. Not too in-depth, just standard. The gold trimming is probably one of my favorite parts of this. I also love how readable it is for me. It's kind of, I would definitely recommend it as a beginner deck. I think it's very easy to read. It's another really shiny deck. Kind of slippery too. Well, really slippery. So slippery that half the time it just kind of flies out of my hands and I drop a lot of cards. So it's hard to tell, be like, did I need those cards? Like, do those cards supposed to come out? Or is it just because this deck is really slippery? Also, a lot of these cards you're going to see are all mixed up and different directions. I do read reversals, and I didn't go through and organize them all so they face all the same direction and everything because they've all been used. So if that bothers you, sorry. But yes, the artwork, completely gorgeous. Would recommend this deck. I actually bought this off of Etsy. I'm not sure where else you can buy it. I'll see if I can look it up. Next deck, the Naked Tarot deck. I wish I could say that I remember which version this is. Maybe if one of you seeing this, you can tell which version that I got, so you can just drop a comment below. I like the booklet. It's pretty in-depth, and it's a pretty thick booklet. It also has a lot of different layouts that you can use. I did edge this deck in purple. It did not come like that. It just came plain. I liked that I edged it in purple. My only complaint was because since as you can see, the background of the cards are white, so a lot of purple did bleed through. I tried to make that at least as obvious as possible, but it did happen. Now this deck, I do love it. I love the artwork, but I don't use it very often because, ooh, the unicorn, my favorite card. But I don't use it that often because the animal representation just doesn't resonate with me very well, so it's harder for me to use this deck to read unless I'm actually in the zone, in the mood to use this deck. Like, I feel called to use this deck for a specific reason. So it's one of those decks that is seldomly used, but obviously loved. So next we actually have the Star Child Tarot. This, I will say, is the very first tarot deck I got that I actually 100% fully resonated with, fell in love with when I saw it. I just saw it, had to have it. I really do enjoy the artwork. This artist is absolutely fantastic. Her work is amazing. You're going to see throughout a lot of this video, I have both of her tarot decks that she created, and I have a lot of the decks that she helped work on. And I'm bad with names, so I can't remember the name, but I will pop up the name of the creator artist on the screen, and I'll put it in the description below. But these cards are really pretty. I love the color scheme. Purple is one of my favorite colors, and so is blue. So I just think that it just, I don't know, looking at it right now even just makes me happy. It's a deck that I am very glad it's in my collection. I read it really well, though other people might struggle with it a little bit. Okay, so next deck is the Moonchild Tarot. This one, first off, I just want to say this booklet, awesome. I do love that there's a little bit of color in it. You don't see that very often with tarot booklets. I don't really use the booklets very often unless I feel stumped on something, then I'll go back and use it. My thing with this deck, you're going to see that it does not spread out very well. That's because I haven't used it that often. I have used it some, but not enough. I definitely need to use this deck more often. My issue with this deck is just that it's so thick, it's so thick that my hands are little, so every time I'm trying to shuffle it, it feels uncomfortable and I feel like I'm dropping cards, but it's definitely a very pretty deck. The color scheme, it's pretty. Definitely not my favorite. Like, the Star Child definitely is my favorite with the colors, with the purples and the blues, and just pretty. This one's much more muted, but it's another gorgeous deck, very well laid out, another easy to read deck in my opinion, but in a very artistic way. I love the way she captured the tarot with her own spin on it, I guess you could say. But yes, I would recommend this deck. Next one. This is just the regular, like, Rider-Waite tarot. It's the Centennial? I probably said that wrong. I got this one specifically just because I liked the backs of this one the best, because I looked at all the backs on Amazon and I was like, this one. Oh, and I also liked that the colors were more muted. Oh, good. Another one where the decks are shiny, so you get the ring light. But I like the colors are more muted and not just so in your face. I waited a long time to actually get the Rider. Oh, look, I dropped a card. Go me. But I waited a long time to get the Rider-Waite deck just because the artwork did not resonate with me. I really wanted something that was like really easy to read. So that's why I got that deck. This one, the Modern Witch Tarot. Oh my goodness, I was watching this deck. The second that I saw that it was going to be released, I had it on pre-order, I was waiting. This deck, gorgeous. The booklet, I could take it or leave it. It's not doesn't have very much information in it. It's just pretty standard. So if you're getting the deck for, like, you're going to plan on using the booklet, I would recommend to actually get a companion booklet or something to go along with it if this is your first, like, it's going to be your beginner deck. Okay, so the cards. I love the colors of it. It is like a modern take on the Rider-Waite deck. And that card right there, that card right there is kind of what started it out. I don't know if you saw on memes or whatever going around showing the picture and it said everything is fine. That's what started the creation of this deck. And it's gorgeous. The colors are so pretty. I kind of like how it's like a little pastel-y because I love pastels. I love darkness too, but I love pastels. Okay, so now we're on to the Mystic Tarot deck. This one, oh, again, a very shiny one. The booklet's huge. There's just so much information. It's gigantic. I actually like it, so I don't have to, like, squint when I'm reading the booklet. I do really, like, enjoy that, and there's a lot of different layouts, so that's nice. I think I've used this deck, like, twice. I was at a bookstore, and it was there, and I liked the colors of it, and I was just like, I'm gonna get it. But I don't really use it, so I might end up giving it away or something, or maybe, I don't know, probably give it away. But it is pretty. I'm not a big fan of the borders. I don't know, I think the borders take away from the imagery a lot. You can kind of tell with these, like, mass-produced decks. They're just, I don't know, they're very flimsy. Like, this is a very flimsy deck. I could bend it so easily. The cards always fly out. As you can tell, it's extra shiny. I'm not the biggest fan of shiny decks. I really do enjoy the matte kind of decks better. But yeah, this deck, it's okay. It has some pretty artwork, but nothing to write home about. Okay, so this deck, the Necronomicon deck. I was at the same bookstore that I got the other deck from. Again, this book is a little different. It's sideways, but it's cool. I don't use this deck nearly as much as I really need to. I specifically got this deck because it kept calling out to me while I was at the bookstore for, like, shadow work. Because the cards, when you'll see them, they're very dark. They're very disturbing pictures. But it, for some reason, just felt like I needed this deck to use for shadow work, and I've been slacking on the shadow work, but the cards just, they kind of make you uncomfortable when you look at them. So this is definitely a deck that you have to get acquainted more firmly with before you just start using it a lot, and maybe just it's an acquired taste, this deck is. Another really shiny deck, you can tell it's the same kind of material, like card stock as the previous deck, for very, very mass produced. Easily made, not very expensive. That was the last of the Taros. Now we're on to Lenormand decks. This is what, like the Pixie Lenormand. This one, it was the first Lenormand deck I got. I really liked it because the artwork is actually, a lot of it's taken from the Rider-Waite kind of tarot. And the backs are so cute. Look at the like little flowers and the very pretty blue. You can tell, just looking at the artwork, you can tell it's very similar. So I really like to use this with the Centennial Rider-Waite deck. If you've never used a Lenormand deck, I really would recommend them. They can take a little bit of a learning curve, like everything else, to use, but they're very nice, and I don't know. They're much more different than Oracle and Tarot decks, but that was my first one. And then my second one, oh my goodness, this one is so cute. I saw it on Instagram, and I saw it and then instantly went and bought it. It is so pastel kawaii looking that my heart sings when I look at it. Look at these colors, guys. I mean, come on. How could you pass this up? If you want a Lenormand deck, this is the one I recommend. If you like the style, obviously. If you don't like that style, then get whatever you want. But if this is the kind of style that you like, get this deck as your beginner deck. It is fantastic. So, yeah, those are my two Lenormand decks. On to Oracle decks. This was my first Oracle deck. I think it's pronounced the Amity Oracle. Yeah, I'm probably messed that up too. I do really like this booklet. I first off like that it looks like an actual book, and it's a nice size, has a good amount of information, explains the cards well. It just thumbs up for this. And the artwork this is another deck that I edged. I edged in this very pretty green color. I thought it matched the back of the cards really well. But this is, I don't know, Oracle decks for me, I feel like there's not any ones that are great for beginners or not. They're all just, I think you can use any of Oracle deck for a beginner. At least that's my opinion. The artwork, very, very gorgeous. It's kind of like Outer World alien vibes I get from this, but I like the delicateness of two of the artwork, and yeah, it's a deck that I still use a lot for my Oracle readings. So this next one, I think is pronounced the Velda Oracle. I did edge this deck, as you saw. I made it kind of like a rainbowy color. I tried to match it with the different color themes in the deck. This Oracle deck, oh my goodness. I love the almost the shiny / matty black background, and just the color pops that are in there. Even just the words. This is one that you don't need a little booklet to tell you. I mean, the words just speak for themselves, and then the pictures just speak for themselves. Just, oh my goodness. The colors, everything. This deck, I'm going to list all of these decks below, or at least the ones that I can find that are still in production. I think they all are, but some of them might not be. So that's that one. Next I have here I think it's pronounced the Herberry. It's from the Illustrated Herberry book. It's just, comes with the book. I specifically use this one a lot during the fall, Halloweeny time. It's not one that I use that often, but I do like having it. I think it's a nice cute little deck to have around. It's nothing too special, but it's nice. Alright, so the next deck, Work Your Light Oracle. This one is another one, has a nice little booklet with it. Good. I don't really use the booklet that much, but it's nice to have if you need it. It would have been awesome if it was in color, but like I said, most of these little booklets are not in color. I will say I did edge this deck. This is another one that I edged. I edged it in pink. I regret it, but then I don't regret it. I don't regret it because it looks pretty, but I regret it because it bled onto the cards a little. But this is another one that's from the same illustrator. It's created by Rebecca Campbell, illustrated by, oh goodness, the name Danielle something. I'll pop her name up on the screen. Again, the illustrations are gorgeous. This kind of artwork really resonated with me, and I love the color schemes and just everything. I cannot go on and on about this deck as much as I want. I would spend way too much time talking about it in this artwork. I will say, though, that one deck, the Aligned, it doesn't seem like it fits in with the rest, but it's still a nice card. Yeah, me just showing off all the cards because I just couldn't help myself. Yeah, the edging, beautiful. The next one is the Starseed Oracle. This one, I was so excited for it to come out. I actually got it early. I got it a day early. And not because it was sent to me or anything. I went to my local bookstore, and they accidentally put it on the shelf a day early. There was one, just this one, on the shelf, and I got it. I was like, I hope they don't realize that this isn't supposed to be out yet. So I got it. I will say, though, that I think I'm going to have to repurchase this deck because I tried. I don't know if you could tell, but when I showed the side of the card, there's like one card that is edged. It's like this pink color. And I tried to because I was going to edge this deck because I thought it would have been very pretty. I tried to. I edged one card and it bled way too much onto the pictures. And I was like, oh goodness, no. And so now I'm kicking myself because I kind of feel like I ruined the deck. I know it's only one card, but now my perfectionism and OCD kind of self looks at it and is like, ooh, that one card's just sticking out like a sore thumb. So I think I'm going to repurchase this deck. And I don't know what I'll do with this one. I might give it to a friend or something, see, someone who's not as anal about stuff as I am. But yeah, again, artwork, gorgeous. Everything about this deck, gorgeous. Okay, next one. The Yogic Oracle. This booklet, amazing. I have never seen a booklet like this. Full color, large size. I try to do yoga enough. I'm trying to get more into this kind of, I don't know, just this information is very interesting to me, but I don't know very much about it. So this was a nice little introduction to it. I will say something though. If you buy this deck, I don't know if they've changed it, but on the little information thing when it talks about in the back on the wrapper and everything, it talks about this deck, it says that it's supposed to be edged in gold, like a foil, like foiled edges. The deck is not edged at all. So someone needs to get on that and change that because that's kind of false advertisement. I mean, I knew when I got it that it wasn't edged because I already saw reviews on this deck, but anyone who hadn't seen anything and goes out and gets this and then reads the back is like, oh, this is supposed to be a foil deck, and then they take it out and it's not edged or anything, you're going to be like, okay. But again, artwork, beautiful, wonderful colors, just overall an amazing deck, and I am very happy to have it in my collection. That card right there is actually my favorite, and so is the last one, the purple, because purple's like my favorite color. The last one, the Threads of Fate Oracle. Oh, this one. This one is the most expensive Oracle deck. I think it's the most expensive deck I've had at all. Well worth the money. Just definitely well worth the money. You can't tell, because obviously it's not 4D or you can't touch it, but I can't explain what the booklet and everything feels like. It's just it has this kind of matty, feeling to, I don't know, I am so bad with explaining how it feels, but it feels so nice in your hands, and it glistens in the light, and the cards are gorgeous. They have a mix of black with the foil and the pretty colors, and this deck was well worth every penny that I spent on it. I am glad. I still need to get the tarot deck from the same creators. I keep putting it off because I look at the price and I'm like, it's so expensive, but then I look at pictures of it and I'm like, it's so gorgeous. So yes, this Oracle deck, I really do love using it, and it just seems, it's a very well-rounded Oracle deck, and you can use it in so many different ways, and The booklet explains so much, and just look at these pictures. I mean, this artwork. It might not be everyone's cup of tea, but it is definitely mine. So that is all of the decks that I have.
So that was my collection. If there is any deck in that video that you want a more like in-depth review on or more in-depth look, please drop a comment below so I know that you want that. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff so I know that you like this content and you want more of it. Well, that's all I have for you this week, so I'll see you next Wednesday. Bye!